ever defaulted. So if they are claiming that Cocoa Board has defaulted in the syndicated loan, they should tell us how much was borrowed and how much was defaulted.
I remember you have 1 minute more.
Mr. Speaker, I'm representing leadership. Mr. Speaker, so what we want to ask Cocoa Board, when they were fixing the producer price, what information did they give to the producer price review committee?
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, every producer price is based on the achieved FOB price. So if you know the achieved FOB price, why will you default? Why will you default?
Honorable member, your time is up.
15 minutes.
Yes, majority leadership.
Even the 5 minutes is not up. I don't know, stopping it.
Yes, it's even 30 Speaker, it's not fair.
seconds more. The microphone is still on. In 4 minutes, 30 seconds. I know I transfer to us. Microphone also.
Yes.
It was 4 minutes, 20 seconds.
Honourable members, I proceed to give the floor to Honourable Jasal. It's now 5:59. You have 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to the statement ably made by the minority and majority leaders. Mr. Speaker, it's important that we, as a parliament, respond in our contribution to this phenomena by constructively contributing to solutions of the problem that we are witnessing in the country. Mr. Speaker, it is not right that we take political advantages of this situation. The truth is that, Mr. Speaker, Ghana has utilized the syndicated loan for the past 32 years. Mr. Speaker, I guess the most plausible question to ask is, how come that in 2023, 2024, we could not raise the syndicated loan? Mr. Speaker, this is because Cocoa Board at that time had mismanaged its finances, so much so that it defaulted in cocoa bills, domestic cocoa bills. Mr. Speaker, because it defaulted in domestic cocoa bills, when it floated the request for proposals, no single financial institution responded. And so it was not a conscious economic pricing model for Cocoa Board to start saying they are asking LBCs to go and buy. They just couldn't raise the financing. And so when you say there was a default in syndication, what it means is that the economic parameters that Cocoa Board ran didn't even allow it to be able to raise the syndication. Mr. Speaker, government has responded to the situation. It has recommended by announcing reforms. Now, these reforms, people say that why is it that Cocoa Board didn't forward sell? Cocoa Board could not forward sell because you had actually defaulted in paying the loans. In fact, by the time the NDC took over in January 2025, we had rolled over cocoa beans of 333,000 metric tons. These were forward sold the year before at a rate of $2,600 per ton. So whatever production you made, you still had to pay this at that price. And this is the time that the world price market had actually shot up to about 10,000. And so we're actually losing. But these collaterals, these forward sales, are contracts that you put together to be able to serve as collateral to raise your money. Now you couldn't put the contracts together. How do you raise the money? And so, Mr. Speaker, what has happened, which is the reforms that has been announced, are actually far-reaching. They are going to respond to the gross mismanagement that has occurred at Cocoa Board, and I think
you have 1 minute more.
I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker.
You have 1 minute more.
It's 3 minutes. It's 3 now.
It's 3 minutes on the team, Mr. Speaker. All right, Mr. Speaker, I'll yield. Mr. Speaker, so what I will propose that we do is that the record shows that cocoa farmers are not shortchanged because the value of what they are taking is actually commensurate with the economic life that we are living in the country at this stage. Mr. Speaker, secondly, let's not forget that a lot of the projected production of cocoa beans this year has actually been bought already. 530,000 tons have been bought. So what is left is just about 70,000 metric tons. And it's not as if they are going to be bought from new farmers. They are going to be bought from the same farmers. So these farmers have actually sold part of their beans at that high price. Now it's just a small percentage that is left that will enjoy these new prices. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Majority Leader, do we take more statements?
No, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think we have had. So, Mr. Speaker, let's take the legal profession, legal education reform bill.
Yes. So, honourable members, before we move to the consideration stage of the legal profession, we need to do this correction. We have referred the constitutional amendment bill to constitutional legal. However, Article 2912 says that the Speaker shall, after the first reading of the bill in Parliament, refer it to the Council of State for consideration and advice, and the Council of State shall render advice on the bill within 30 days after receiving it. So, in line with this constitutional imperative, we will have to do the needful by referring the Constitutional Amendment Bill 2025 to the Council of State in line with Article 2912. So I so refer. Thank you very much, honourable members. Yes, the request is we move to the consideration stage of the yes.
Mr. Speaker, we are all learning. I want to find out from you. So, are you looking at Article 2912 in its absolute terms without referral to any other provision of the Constitution? And if so, is it your view that once the referral is made to the Council of State and they come with their advice, Parliament proceeds with consideration of the said enactment without any referral to the Constitution and Legal Affairs Committee? I just want some clarity on this matter.
The Constitution is very clear. It states, a bill to amend a provision of this Constitution, which is not an entrenched provision, shall not be introduced into Parliament unless it has been published twice in the Gazette, with the second publication being made at least 3 months after the first, and at least 10 days have passed after the second publications. Then 2, the Speaker shall, after the first reading of the bill in Parliament, refer it to the Council of State for consideration and advice, and the Council of State shall render advice on the bill within 30 days after receiving it. So, honourable member, if the Council of State advised that we should not proceed with the bill, what happened?
Mr. Speaker, I want us to proceed on positivist assumption. That is, Council of State advising us to proceed. Now, Mr. Speaker, I do not think that Article 2912 is by extension ousting the mandate of this House to appoint or refer matters to a committee of Parliament. Because, Mr. Speaker, three of the said article provides where Parliament approves the bill, it may only be presented to the President for his assent if it was approved at the second and third reading of it in Parliament by the vote of at least 2/3 of all the members of Parliament. Mr. Speaker, the point I want to underscore here is that although there is an express provision that talks about referral to the Council of State, but if you read three talking about approval by Parliament. So, Mr. Speaker, there is a process.
Are we at approval stage?
No, Mr. Speaker. Let me refer you to Order 238 of our rules. The Committee on Constitutional and Legal Affairs, Order 238. The Committee on Constitutional and Legal Affairs comprises a chairperson, a ranking member, a vice chairperson, a deputy ranking member, and no more than 9 other members. The committee shall examine issues related to constitutional and legal matters generally. B, have matters referred to it that relate to 1, Office of the Attorney General, Ministry of Justice, and have jurisdiction to investigate and inquire into activities and administration. Mr. Speaker, I wouldn't want to bother on C. The main stay of my argument is rooted in A. Mr. Speaker, I do not want to presume wrongly, but I would want to say that although 2912 talks about referral to the Council of State, I do not dispute that. But we cannot say that once Council of State brings its advice, which advice is for us to proceed, we will straight away proceed with consideration without any input from the constitutional and legal advice of the legal affairs of Parliament. If we go in that path, then the process of approval, Mr. Speaker, and you know that in Parliament, approval is a process. We may end up truncating it at a point by saying that, oh, because the Constitution says that on any constitutional amendment, there must be a referral to the Council of State. The power, the mandate of the Constitution and Legal Affairs in also looking at such matters is ousted by provision of 2912.
You see, Honorable Minority Leader, with all due respect to you, if you read in between the lines of the Constitution, I don't think there is a problem with the constitutional provision. We do not also have any problem with our standing orders. You know, when it comes to these matters, I rank Kwame Anyimedu entry, and this is not the first time we'll be doing a constitutional amendment in the 8th Parliament. As a committee responsible for constitutional and legal, one of the requirements for you to proceed with a bill seeking to amend the Constitution is to ask whether or not there is an advice from the Council of State. So why would you then be proceeding to do a committee's work when there is no advice from the Council of State? So the approval that we are talking about is an approval that we do when the advice is ready, the committee has done its work, the report has come here for a second reading of the bill. That is the stage that we need the required number to approve. If we don't have the required number, then that is the end of the process.
Mr. Speaker, I think the question that was begging for an answer has finally received an answer. Because, Mr. Speaker, the impression I got was that, yes, because of 2912, once Council of State comes, with an advice to proceed, there will be no Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee looking into it to proceed. But I think, Mr. Speaker, you've now explained, and I can rest my case. You've explained.
Honourable Minority Leader, clearly, if the Constitutional and Legal Committee is going to work on the bill, one of the requirements that the committee must ensure that that requirement is met is whether or not the bill has been referred to Council of State for advice. So, thank you for understanding. Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I mean, a simple reading of the clause gives that indication. I do not see anything in the clause that says that Parliament may not take any step. But then the clause is quite emphatic that after the first reading of the bill, the Speaker shall refer it to the Council of State for consideration and advice. But you see, it says nothing about the effect of the advice. It says nothing about the effect of the advice. If the advice that we don't think you should proceed on it, are we bound by that advice, or are we simply to be guided by that advice? And so I think that the practice has been, we refer it to them, they give their advice, the committee takes on board the advice and continues to deal with the bill in the normal course of, the business of considering bills, and then we take it through. The only other constitutional requirement is the vote requirements, that there must be at least 2/3 of members voting. So I think this is something we've done over and over again. And yes. Speaker has
but Majority Leader, at the end of the day, it's an advice. And we all know the effects of advice. Whether the advice is positive or negative, the committee must ensure that this constitutional provision is complied with and the advice is on record. Then it will be part of the report that the committee will be bringing for a second reading of the constitutional amendment bill. I have been involved in this severally. Yes.
Yeah. Speaker, by way of a guide, so in this case, which referral comes first? The one to the Council of State before Speaker, when they return the report within 30 days, then the Speaker will now direct that the report from the advice from the Council of State be added to the bill and now referred to the committee. So we all need a guide in this matter.
Looking at the provision, he said, the Speaker shall, after the first reading of the bill in Parliament, refer it to the Council of State. So what is the Speaker supposed to do? Yes, so that's what I'm saying, that it's been referred to the Council of State. And Council of State, consequentially, is to advise within 30 minutes. So the bill is also referred to the committee. The committee will have to wait and abide by the advice from the Council of State, so that the committee can do a holistic work No, we did clause 21. We are now moving to clause 22. Leaders, are we correct? We did up to clause 21, so we are moving to clause 22. All members, clause 22.
Standards for accreditation of universities.
Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, amendment proposed. Subclause 1, line 3, delete course. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
So, what is the new rendition?
Mr. Speaker, respectfully, the 22 is in the original 19th, correct?
Yes.
Okay, sure. I just want to be sure and follow. Thank you.
Clause 22 is the original 19.
Mr. Speaker,
So, honorable members, the correct rendition is as per clause 22. So the winnowing committee has improved on original 19, and that is what we are having on clause 22.
Mr. Speaker, the new rendition is accreditation of universities to offer or provide law practice training. I so move.
All members, I'll put a question. Unless there is a further amendment. Yes, Honorable Kinsley Nyako.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to find out from the chairperson of the committee if we are accrediting law practice training. Can't it be law practice training program? Why law practice training and not law practice training program? So I need clarification on that. You want to accredit a program. Now you are saying that the council in collaboration with GTEC will offer to universities to offer or provide law practice training. I'm saying that why shouldn't it be law practice program? So I need clarification on that.
Yes, member, you raised this issue the other time. And the answer, if not you, another person, that the program entails more than the practice training. That was the answer provided on the floor of this house.
I was not here. I was not here.
Are you sure you are not here? So the issue has been raised and clarified by the sponsors of the bill.
I have another.
Are you sure you are not the one who raised this particular issue?
No. The speaker. Maybe it was somebody else who looks like me or who resembles me.
You are my very good friend, so I know you very well.
Still, clause 22. I want to propose a further amendment to clause 2A. Library resources that serve teaching.
So let me put a question on the proposed amendment to 1 before we can move to 2. As many as are in favor of clause 22.1, which is original 19.1, as proposed by the chairman of the committee, say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The proposed amendment is ordered to stand part of the bill. Yes, chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, amendment proposed. Subclause 2, paragraph B, delete and insert the following. Mr. Speaker, as you have in the... I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, it is for the consideration of the House.
Mr. Speaker, I have an amendment on 2A. library resources that serve teaching. If you bring teaching, there should be learning. Because now we are saying teaching, research, and other educational objectives of the university, including access to.
So
blah, blah, blah.
let me put the question on the consequential amendment. Then you can come in with your amendment.
Okay.
All those in favor of the consequential amendment as proposed by the chairman of the committee say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The consequential amendment is ordered to stand part of the bill. Yes, Honorable Kisinyako, your amendment. Second Deputy Speaker to take the chair.
My proposed amendment is that after teaching, we should insert learning. So the new rendition for 2A becomes library resources that serve teaching, learning, research, and other educational objectives of the institution, including access to online resources and hard copy legal materials. Even Mr. Speaker, apart from the learning, I have issues with including access to online library resources and hard copy legal materials. I'm also suggesting that apart from inserting learning, we can make it learning and other educational objectives of the university, including access to both online and physical law libraries. Because if you say online library resources and hard copy legal materials, hard copies are found in the physical library. In the physical library, you have the environment, you have the hard copies and all that. So I'm thinking that apart from inserting learning, we can make it including access to both online and physical law libraries. That will encompass the digital aspects that involves with online learning and the physical aspect that deals with the hard copies and other materials like journals and all that. These are my proposed amendment to
Yes, Chairman of the committee. Honourable members, in the meantime, let me take 2 minutes suspension. Mr. Speaker. All members can resume your seat. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, it appears that the entire majority front bench is empty. We can't do government business when the entire majority front bench is
Good
empty.
observation.
Very empty.
Can we have available leader?
Yes, there must be some available leaders.
Yes, chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, may I request my good friend to repeat your new rendition and proposal, please.
The rendition I'm proposing to 22(2)A is library resources that serve teaching, learning, research, and other educational objectives of the university, including access to both online and physical law libraries. Full stop.
Chairman of the committee. So are you proposing that research be deleted? Are you proposing that research be deleted?
I'm proposing that after teaching, we should insert learning. Research should still be there.
Very well. So take the new rendition.
So it's library resources that serve teaching, learning, research, and other educational objectives of the university, including access to both online and physical law libraries. Full stop. Yeah.
Yes, chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, while I agree with my good friend in adding and learning, I would suggest that he takes away the both because of the conjunctive in library resources and hard copy. And so there will be no need to put both there. And so the new rendition, if I may help him, will be library resources that serve teaching and learning, research, and other educational objectives of the university, including access to online library resources and hard copy legal materials.
Yes.
Because the issue I have with his disagreement is that we have online or digital or electronic library. In the same facility, we also have the physical library. But if you say online library resources and you say hard copy legal materials, but these hard copy legal materials are found in the physical library. So it is quite untidy if you keep hard copy legal materials. And I'm saying that it's more appropriate to replace.
AG, what's your view about this?
Right, Honorable Speaker, I didn't want to be seen disagreeing with the winnowing committee on this matter. But I think the honorable member is right. Because the rendition in A, in essence, captures what is in B. Because it is repeating exactly the same sense, but actually now elaborating on the set of materials that should be contained in the library. Mr. Chairman.
So, can't we be consistent by using a physical and electronic law library? Second deputy should now take the chair. AG, can we be consistent? A physical and electronic law library? As in B. Yes, Honorable Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So I was proposing, instead of 2A, having including access to online library. If you come to B, we have stated it again. So I will rather end it at objectives of the institution or the university, since there is a consequential amendment already. Then come down and make it physical. So library resources that serve teaching and learning, research and other educational objectives of the institution. Then we can end it there, because you also state at B, physical and electronic library, that has the following. So we sort of repeating the second bit of part A in B. So we can cut that one off, delete that part, and end it at the objectives of the university. Then we can come to physical and electronic, because this particular clause is more of the legislative instrument which operationalize this part of this function. For me, even the entire standards of accreditation is operationalization of one of the functions under the functions of the council. So if we want to come here, I'll rather end it at the institution, and the second bit of it is what you are seeing in B. So I'll cut that one off and rather come to a physical and electronic law library, which you have also given some details beneath it.
Mr. Speaker, so if you look at 22 clause, paragraph 2 of clause 22, the A, library resources that serve teaching, learning, research, and other educational objectives of the university, including access to both, as I said, online and physical law libraries. If we take that one, then the B, that, as he's saying, the B that talks about a physical and electronic law library, that has that one has go. That paragraph can go, but still we can have the sub-paragraphs. So if the B goes, in essence, we still have relevant national and international law reports that could be found on the electronic or online platform, or also in the physical library, books relevant to the law courses offered in the university that can be found on both platforms, legislation enacted in the country, including acts of parliament, legislative instruments, and constitutional instruments, and all these can still be found either on the electronic platform or in the physical library. So in essence, the B can go, but the sub paragraphs of I, V, and V can be captured under A. Then we are good to go.
Yes.
Speaker.
Honorable.
Speaker, I get the sense that the Honorable Professor Kingsley Nyaku is edging on us. So, to agree with him to the extent that under 22(2)(a), I think, and hard copy legal materials is what's creating the mischief for him. That's what is creating the problem. So we can take that out, so that 2A stands alone without hard copy legal materials, because the hard copy legal materials will be adequately catered for under 2B, because once we have a physical and electronic law library that has the following in Roman number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, I'm sure is for the avoidance of doubt. So we are specifying the nature of academic materials you find in a physically situated library. So we are just trying to departmentalize or compartmentalize the kind of material. So for me, if we take the hard copy legal materials, they will be adequately catered for under the various numerals under B. So the B must stand. the B must stand, because it's a description of a certain nature and character of a library. So the B must stand. We are actually referring to library qua library as we know it. The B is actually library qua library, the way we know library. Going to a very quiet place, adequately resourced and studying. The A is the new nature of library that we can find even on our phones, which is library resources that self-teaching, research, blah, 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 but they are all online. So I agree with him that if it's hard copy legal materials, that is a problem for him. That can be taken away, but they will be adequately catered for under B and these various categories.
So, Chairman, the winnowing committee,
yes,
what did you actually agreed on?
We agreed on what has been advertised. But Mr. Speaker, you know that when it comes to the floor is supreme.
Well.
The floor is supreme. So.
Well. So, come again.
I am on the winnowing committee. But
yeah,
when we met, at that time, the chairperson of the committee brought some proposed amendments. And in fact, those amendments had made the previous bill better. So the understanding was that we should merge them into a revised document for us to look at them on the floor. Ideally, when we go to winnowing committee, members who have proposed amendments, and the amendments are advertised on the other paper, they are invited to the winnowing committee for them to justify their proposed amendments for the committee to either accept or reject. And if it is even rejected, you can still come back and debate. But in this case, all the amendments that we are seeing came from the committee, although we saw a vast improvement of those proposed amendments over the original documents. That's what happened.
So, Dr. Nyako.
Mr. Speaker, the winnowing, you see, when we work at the winnowing committee, our duty under the rules is to enhance all the amendments that would have naturally be taken on the floor, to enhance it. But we cannot be here and be proposing amendments. So we have to confer all those amendments under the name of the committee, the chairman of the committee. So the final product of the winnowing committee is also converts into the final product of the Committee of Constitutional Legal. Our mandate, if you read the rules, our mandate is to tidy up what the committee would have brought here. So we are actually helping the committee to lessen its burden. So it is not an amendment that's, winnowing. It's to separate the chaff, the grain from the chaff. That's the essence, that's the sense, so it's an agrarian term. So Professor Nyaku should appreciate that the work that we have done still stands in the name of the committee. So it's still the committee's work.
Well. So, honorable members, if we cannot be in consensus, then probably we'll. Is it okay? Well. So you put into question.
No, we subject to the amendments that are the further amendments to enhance Prof's. So, Mr. Speaker, the new rendition will be library resources that serve teaching and learning, research and other educational objectives of the university, including access to online library resources and hard copy legal material. I so submit, Mr. Speaker.
Well. Dr. Kabiru.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, the chairman of the committee has a different rendition from what was proposed. First, defect is that he's saying that that has teaching and learning, but N is not part of his proposal. That's the first thing. He's proposing teaching, learning, research, and other educational objective of the university. So that is the first difference that I see from his proposal rendition. Yeah, so his proposal is that it should be library resources that serve teaching, learning, research, and other educational objectives of the university. That's the first leg of the proposed amendment. And the second leg is including access to both, which we disagree, myself and you disagree on the use of the word both. Including access to both online educational resources, and is proposing the deletion of, yes, including access to both online and physical library resources. So that is his proposal. So, Mr. Speaker, this is the problem. The problem we have is that is captured, or part of it is captured under B. Whatever we are discussing now, part of it is captured under B. So we want to make sure that A stands out clearly without conflicting or without seems to be a repetition of B. And that's the conundrum we want to, unravel with this particular proposed amendment. So, Mr. Speaker, I want the chairman of the committee to take into consideration this bit about his explanation, to do away with the conjunctive word N, and possibly take into consideration his fact that online and physical library resources, so that we will do away with the N part of it. I don't know whether the chairman of the committee has gotten this point.
Chairman. Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I thought the good professor was trying to tell us that teaching and learning is, the good professor. Teaching and learning is a term of art. Is that the case? Or you want us to disjunct it?
Speaker, so I'm just speaking from experience. I once headed a regulator.
Experience from the classroom, teaching.
Both teaching and heading the National Accreditation Board.
Okay.
And anytime we went for inspection, the library has two components: the electronic or the online one, and also the physical library. The physical library houses or holds the books, the journals, encyclopedia, and all that. And some of these same reports can also be found on the digital or the electronic or the online library. So my point is that the new rendition that I proposed was that library resources that serve teaching, learning, research, and other educational objectives of the university, including access to both online and physical law libraries. Because if you say hard books, the hard books are found in the physical library. I don't have any problems if we decide to keep the hard, if we decide to keep the hard copy legal materials. I don't have any problems about that. But my point is that these hard copy legal materials are found in the physical library, the building. The books are in the building, they are there. But the electronic ones are not found in the form of books. They are online resources, they are soft copies. These are the issues that I'm raising. But it's subject to the sponsors to disagree or agree. So I'm saying that if it finds favor before the sponsors, the new rendition should be library resources that serve teaching, learning, research, and other educational objectives of the university, including access to both online and physical law libraries.
Yes. Chairman, is it okay, that rendition?
Mr. Speaker, I think it's important to distinguish between A and B. A is talking about library resources, and B talks about the physical. Yes, the infrastructure, that's the brick and mortar or the cloud. That's the library itself. So if we attempt to mix the two, so let's treat A as dealing with library resources. And then B will deal with the physical library. That's a brick and mortar and or cloud.
I'll come. Let him listen to the Attorney General first.
Yeah. Mr. Speaker, the basic point here is to ensure that in accrediting a university to run the law practice course, that university has the requisite resources, including a physical library, and then also hard copy and online materials for teaching, learning, and research. That is the import of what we are seeking to capture in A and B. But I think that the honorable member has a point with respect to the way we have separated the two. Mr. Speaker, I get the chairman when he's emphasizing that B seeks to ensure that you have the physical infrastructure. But at the same time, B also captures some of what is required in A. For instance, if you say relevant national and international law reports, these can be either physical copies or electronic, such as LexisNexis or Westlaw, online materials. So I think it is the rendition that is creating the confusion. But the essence of what we are seeking to capture in the clause is to say that you must have the physical, the hard copies and the online material, as well as a physical library. Because there are some of the universities that do not have very well-structured places where the students can sit and learn, very comfortable places where they can sit and learn. And we don't want any accreditation to go to such places. So that is the essence of what we are seeking to capture here. Now, the experts in Cavendish drafting should now tell us how we render it so we capture the spirit of the provision.
So, like the Attorney General said, the impulse is almost established. But I think the rendition is what we are all struggling to. Yes, Honorable Yabon.
Mr. Speaker, respectfully, I don't see any problem with the rendition.
Yes.
We spent 3 days with all the deans from the faculties looking at this particular clause. Mr. Speaker, the essence can be found in 22(2)A, the new 22(2)A, which has the caption of standards for accreditation of universities. It deals with the setting up of online library resources and hard copy legal materials. It went further to B, to make a distinction, making sure that what is required of a university's library when they are setting up a physical library is well provided for, as well as when setting up the requirements for an online library, like the Attorney General said, about LexisNexis and West. So I don't see any problem with this. They wanted to be sure that no accredited university shortchanges the accreditation board when setting up a library, that you must have a physical library and also an online library should you decide to have the materials listed thereunder. We were very particular about this, and the deans were also very particular about this, that we don't want to have any half-baked libraries being set up by the school. So I don't see any problem with it. It helps the ages program.
So honorable members, yes, once Honorable Anymedu.
Mr. Speaker, I've been quiet to listen to the professor, and I would also want to agree with Honorable Yaboama that I've gone through this. Mr. Speaker, for instance, I had taught at university, a law university, where they had a very scanty library. They didn't have the electronic version of the library. Now we are talking about teaching and learning materials. There should be a library that we should have those materials. Now, apart from that, we are also talking about the physical library, that the library must be there. Yes. As part of this physical library, when we have studied law at foreign universities, you could even plug your computer and then be connected to the main library, and then you could have all kinds of books that you can refer to, law reports and other things. So I think that everything that needs to be captured to make sure that when they are looking at the institutions, whether they comply to what we require, had been captured. So if the proponent of the amendment, if he has anything else apart from what we anticipate, let us hear him. Otherwise, I'll pray that he may have to consider withdrawing his proposed amendment so we can move forward.
So, Mr. Speaker, while I agree entirely with my colleagues, I think that we should still add the learning after teaching. Mr. Speaker, that is the only.
So what will be the rendition?
That will further. So the new rendition will be library resources that serve teaching, learning, research, and other educational objectives of the university, including access to online library resources and hard copy legal materials. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Very well. So, Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I really agree with the current position, but I have a concern. I don't know whether it's imperative that this provision looks at the physically challenged. If there is the need to come out with a particular clause that will insist on the provision for with the supply of physical infrastructure, there should be a provision where you address the issue of the physically challenged. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
Mr. Speaker, listening to my seniors with huge legal brains, I think, who am I? I yield to their superior knowledge and judgment regarding the issue I raised. So I go by the new rendition by the chairman of the committee. I so submit.
Well, Chairman, Deputy Minority Leader raised a fundamental issue. I don't know whether it has been captured.
I think she's raised a very valid point, and the regulations will take care of that. The regulations will take care of that.
Yeah, even that, when we are talking about library resources that serve teaching, learning, research, and other educational objectives of the university, we will have to look at the syllabus of the university. And if it involves the physically challenged, so be it. Then they should have the materials. So this is covered. What we have is covered. Right. So, Mr. Speaker, may you put the question, please?
Honorable members, you've taken so much.
Speaker, in any case, regulation can tidy that up.
Okay.
We can demand, as part of the checklist and standards and requirements, that in setting up a fiscal library, A, B, C, D be done to take care of the physically challenged in society. So we are good to go. Yes.
So, honorable members. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I have difficulty with the explanation that we should put it or bury it under regulations. Mr. Speaker, when you read the part that talks about including access, it's showing emphasis. It's showing emphasis in that provision. Nothing will change if we say including access to disability-friendly, whatever, and continue. Nothing will change in the bill. The reason why we are deliberately legislating, what do you call it? Mr. Speaker, regulation cannot be superior to this statute.
Yes.
That is the first thing.